With the municipal election only days away, we continue to chat with candidates for City Council. And today we are chatting with Suketu Shah. Suketu, great to have you with us today.
Thank you so much for having me and making this accommodation last minute. Once again, I apologize for this, but you guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
No worries. Okay, so let's get right into it. I noticed that one thing you would like to do if you are elected is to host biannual public town halls. Why is this important to you?
Absolutely. So, as you are aware, and you are taking interviews for all the candidates, mayor and councillors, and you might have heard from people outside as well that, they are unaware of certain decisions. Now, no decisions are made just behind the back doors, but, they are not communicated well with the people. That's what I can say. That's what people are feeling right now. So, with this, what we can do is we can bring in people, let them know what we are planning and how it is going to go, and then in that way, when we have another town hall meeting in another 6 months, that first 6 months we had the questions, that another 6 months we will have the answers for them. Not necessary that we will have all the answers, but then we can at least tell people that what we are working on, why do we do or not have the answers, so people feel that their tax dollars are spent in a really good way. Plus they would feel more transparency in the process, which a lot of people don't feel right now.
Yeah, and it seems like we've been doing like a lot of these interviews, and it seems like every candidate says that they want to be like fiscally responsible. So I want to know what that means to you, and if you can give us like some specifics on that, because is it even possible to reduce taxes or keep them from increasing?
Okay, so a good question about this. So my personal background is finance. So I have been working in banking for around 11 to 12 years. Then I was working as a dealership as a finance manager. So no change in the job thing. So, I have seen finance from a lot of different perspectives. And I have helped people making their finances better as well. But for that, you need to know the ins and outs of it, right? So when we want to do it at the city level, we need to know that how what kind of projects are going on, what are we going to spend the money on, and that is very important, like needs and all that stuff. We might need a lot of stuff, but then nothing comes for free. But that if that need can wait in front of a want, that we want to have this thing which is more important, that is a way how we can control that money, that where we spend, how we spend. And reducing taxes, I don't think it is possible right now, but there is a possibility that we can hold on it, that they don't go higher. So there is the way, if we arrange the budget in the right direction, if we look at in a different perspective how we look at the projects in the city, then we can definitely make sure that the rise that is happening in the property taxes and all that stuff, which is not very clear for people, we can definitely hold that up. Or if we have to increase that as well, this town hall meetings that we just spoke about, by yearly, so every 6 months we can update our people as well, who are our taxpayers, because if they are not happy, then what, city doesn't run that well.
So, given your financial background, how would you balance like revenue versus spending?
So that's what I was trying to say, that revenue versus spending is, at the first, we need to know what project and what is the importance of that project and how it is going to affect people as well. Because I am a citizen as well, even though if I will be a counselor, it will affect me as well. Like if I increase taxes, it is going to affect me and my family. Right now, I know how affordability is the problem in the city right now. So to manage that money, we need to be very clear and we need to have a strong council team. And then there are a lot of amazing seniors, there are a lot of amazing business people and economists in the city, that those guys can help us out together as well, that we can do it in this way. So we need to have that public advice, we need to get our people involved, because they are the people who pay taxes, and that's how we run the city. We just don't run the city with the city hall. If people are not happy, that city is not happy.
So let's talk about infrastructure for a bit here, because we had a little bit of drama here especially with people living on the west side, either like going over like the Whoop Up Drive Bridge or going over Highway 3, either accidents, there was construction. So give us your thoughts on infrastructure needs in Lethbridge, including the building of a third bridge.
Okay, so this is the question that I almost hear every single day when I meet people here as well. Like we do a lot of forums, and people always ask, "What about the third bridge?" Right? So I'm a West Sider myself, just to let you know. So I live on West Side from last 11 years, so I know this firsthand how it's going on. Not just this summer. Every summer when something happens, we only have two ways to come in: Whoop Up Drive and that bridge drive. Right? There is nothing
Right.
else. But right now, what I feel and what I saw this summer was, yes, it was a major accident under the bridge. That's what that construction took so long, because they want to make sure that people are safe while driving on that Whoop Up Drive, right? So every year we have, yes, we have the construction on the Whoop Up Drive, but it doesn't take this long, and they don't have to shut off like two lanes all the time. Like they generally try to do one lane only, but this year, you guys know it very well as well, because you interviewed that as well, that there was a major accident right under that bridge, which affected that bridge way more higher, so it took them longer. And of course, like people driving, we have lots of students in this city as well, university and college, and west side is more affordable than south side, so people live more on the west side as well, for the student side of it as well, because university is on the west side. And that's where, like, I would say driving more sensibly, take some little bit of patience while driving as well. If you have to reach somewhere, leave 10 minutes early or plan it out, then you don't have to go that fast or something like that. Like, I have been living since 11 years. I have seen a lot of accidents that can be saved very, very well. And sometimes, if you are right on the whoop up, if snow is happening and if there is a lineup of an accident behind, like if one person is not careful, then you know what, lots of people hit behind them. So that's where is the traffic issues. So I don't know if we can just create more driving habits in the right direction, this can be solved very well. Now, talking about the third bridge, yes, of course, I'm a west sider as well. I know it is needed, but is it really, really needed on the expenses to the city people right now? Like, I am myself a Lethbridge resident, and there are 100,000 other Lethbridge residents as well who feel like this. But doing that, it's not gonna be cheap for people as well. So that's where my 6 months meeting is gonna be very, very helpful. That when we bring in people, we present the data to them. That building this bridge, it could be 400 million or 450 million dollars. Now, that is not a small number. Okay, if we get help from province, if we get help from federal, we still have to do our third part in there. So if we even divide, we will still have 160 million unexpected expense coming to us. Now, city cannot print that money, so we need that money from somewhere. So to do that thing, to increase like 600, $700 just a year for family for next 10 to 15 years, just to become that part of that process as well, I don't think city is ready right now. But at the same time, I would say that when we do this meeting, we will have lots of different opinions, lots of different options from people as well, and we want to hear that, because right now that is not happening. There is little less transparency in the city. Yes, they are making decisions, they are posting the advertisements, but advertisements always doesn't help. You need to connect with your residents in a different direction, which people feel that they are not doing it. And I would like to bring that more transparency and more people involvement. So if we decide to do the third bridge, I want to make sure people living on the west side, people living on the south side, east side, north side, they know how it is going to impact them as well. Because it is not going to be free, I can say that very well, because we have worked towards that as well. I have, being a west sider and a Lethbridge resident, I have seen those reports as well as a resident, that I want to know how it is going to affect me. That if we do this third bridge, yes, I love to have that, but can I afford that right now? That's a question.
Of course, yeah, and I'm curious because you have a financial background here. I want to know what needs to happen to see businesses thrive and to attract more investment into our city.
So, right now, the taxes are very high for the businesses. And that's where businesses feel that, city is not taking care of a lot of things. Now, we need to have a good partnership with our county as well, because we are one of those city that, our county is right in our city as well. Like, there is no limits to that. You don't have to drive anywhere to go to the county. Like if you are on the west side, you can see you are at YMCA and county is right. That road is between just city and the county. Next is the county. So we need to have good connections with our county as well, wherever we are attached, because there is a lot of bare land around there as well. And we can provide that as an investment opportunity for a lot of big industries. Like, we do have Frito-Lay here, we do have Maple Leaf here, we do have potatoes companies here as well. But there are a lot of different companies that we can invite in city as well by providing that kind of land opportunity. Like Adri is doing right now around 300 acres of land just to invite different people. Why do they need that? They have Calgary sitting right next to them, but then they want to make sure that their city is a little bit more safer as well, right? Same way Red Deer is doing it as well. So we need to look at different options. We need to make our partnerships more stronger with our allies, like, which I would say county is the biggest one for us, and the smaller towns that are attached to us, like Coaldale and on the Cohort side of it as well. And that's how we can bring in businesses, because if we bring more business, of course these taxes will go down for the businesses too, because right now businesses are moving out. And to make that sustainability, and there are lots of buildings empty in downtown as well, to where who would run that? There is money needs to come from somewhere, right? So that's where all of these expenses are coming from. So if we have more businesses, if we do proper taxing on the business side of it as well, that do not just increase like crazy taxes that businesses can afford as well, then in that way we can bring in more businesses, show them more opportunity for Lethbridge as well. Lethbridge has got amazing opportunities, and we are not short of land, I can say that for sure. So if we can offer all of those things to the businesses who wants to come and do business with us, I think, there is an option. It's not going to change overnight. Nothing changes overnight. Like, I don't know if somebody promises that, oh, yeah, when I come in, I will do this. No, it doesn't happen right away. But, these are the steps that can be taken. And hopefully, in a year or so, we can make this thing happen. That, with the help of people, with the help of business people, bringing in, providing them with the opportunities with us.
So what about public safety concerns, such as crime and homelessness? Do you think the city should increase funding for police services, or should it be just kept at the current level?
So increasing funding for police services, as I was mentioning, same thing as a budget. So budget thing, I am very well aware that they are trying to put that policing services as much as possible right now, but the budget is the issue right now. So doing such certain projects in the city, that's what I was saying, needs and want of the city. Now we need to have that police services to make our downtown more stronger, but there are certain other projects going on as well that those could be on hold for time being. And if we make our city stronger, that downtown can be more vibrant and more businesses can come in, more of those empty buildings can be filled up, and that can start generating some more revenue as well. So then the other projects that we put on hold, we can use that revenue to put the other side of it. So if we have more policing, of course, yes, that will be more helpful for the downtown and the other areas as well. But just by increasing police servicing, this is not going to solve the problem, because the homelessness problem and the crime problem, they're all interrelated as well. So we have to work together as a city, with the agencies as well, who are helping us to deal with those homeless people, who are helping us to deal with the drugs issue as well. And we will have to work together, hands in and right hands in hands with police servicing as well, that stop interfering in their matters, like let them do their stuff as well. Let us help out to make everybody's life more easier in the servicing, so that they can do their job, we can do our part, and that can help us to reduce crime and reduce this drug problem, especially from the downtown area, where we have got like half of our downtown is empty right now with such a big huge buildings. And that is a big liability for all the citizens right now, because somebody has to pay money, and that money comes out of our taxes.
So
So there is no
one
money
last
there.
question. One last question here, because we're almost out
Absolutely.
of time here. You ran in the 2021 civic election. Why did you decide to run again this year?
So I would say I'm running because every voice matters, and far too many residents feel unheard, and that cannot continue. So I will fight for the transparency in the city decisions, fiscal responsibilities in how your tax dollars are spent, and policies that grow our local economy, protect our waterways, and build a safer, stronger Lethbridge for everyone.
Suketu Shah is a candidate for Lethbridge City Council. Suketu, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much for your time. And once again, I really appreciate your guys' time and giving me this opportunity to bring myself to the people on behalf of the community and on behalf of everything. I would like to promise that, if elected, I will try to keep my promises. I cannot promise that, everything can happen right away. But as I told, we will move towards the right direction, and taking those steps will help our city grow very well.
Very nicely said. I'm Naveen Day. On behalf of all of us here at Bridge City News, thanks for watching.